everyone, this is Mr. James from the Kenai Community Library coming at you with another Let's Draw. And for today's Let's Draw, we are heading all the way down to Antarctica, heading south to draw some penguins. Now these penguins are going to be clustered together. It's going to be a waddle of penguins, and we're going to be discussing foreground, middle ground, and background, and how to draw multiple figures, or in this case penguins, clustered together in one composition, or on our page. So grab your pencils, erasers, and all your drawing materials, and let's draw. All right, let's dive right into our cartoony drawing of a waddle of penguins. First of all, I want you guys to set up your paper in a horizontal orientation or going side to side, and I am going to start with a very thin Sharpie marker so you viewers at home can see what I'm doing, but you guys, of course, work with a pencil. Because this is preliminary work, you will need to be able to erase these preliminary lines. I will not, because I have a Sharpie, but that's okay. I'm going to be using some pretty bold, thicker Sharpies to kind of overpower all my sketch lines here. But remember that this thin Sharpie actually represents pencil drawings that you guys are going to work on. Now, today we are flooding this image. Compositionally, this is going to be just a packed image of multiple figures, or in this case, penguins. They're in Antarctica, and they're going to have their scarves, and they're going to have their winter hats on, and all kinds of stuff. So what I want to do is have a focal penguin right in the middle, and how I'm going to draw that, he's going to be very organically shaped. So I'm just going to sketch out a shape that looks almost like a, I'm going to say it looks kind of like a candy corn kind of shape. Do you guys know what candy I'm talking about with a candy corn kind of shape? So I hope you guys can see this at home, but this is the general body of the penguin that I'm going to use. It's going to have this organic shape, so it's not geometric, it's not sharp edges. It's very round, and in this case almost looks like a funny looking egg kind of shape. But this is the focal character in my scene that's filled with penguins. So you all will need to then add some larger ones in the foreground, because in the foreground they're bigger, and of course when they go back they're smaller, and some smaller ones in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add some smaller ones in the background. I'm going to start right up here, maybe just about this big back in here. See how I made this shape a little bit smaller. Looks a little like it's kind of crooked, so see if I can fix that a little. Maybe make it look a little less crooked. I think that helped. And again, these are just some sketch lines here. And I want to do the same thing over here, maybe a little further back. Almost looks like I'm drawing just a whole little carton of eggs or something, but they will be penguins. We're just getting our placement here. So there's one. We want some in the foreground, so I'm going to put one large one right here. And it has to be bigger than this focal one that I'm doing here. So I'm going to have it going way up here and right off the edge. I think I'll do the same thing on this side, right about here. And go right off the edge here. Maybe another one right here. I'm going to put another one right back here. Maybe the side of one right here. Maybe another one way back here. And right here too, smaller. Okay, I think I have kind of a little bit of a space right here, so I definitely want to add something there. Because the goal in today's drawing is to fill this paper. Okay, So you can see that I added this organic, egg-looking, candy corn-looking shape, and I just put it in some random spots. When I came lower on the page, I made them bigger, and you can see I overlapped. It's okay, because if I had a pencil, I would be erasing these sections. When I went further back, I made them smaller, and I went ahead and I could have drawn through that, but I didn't, only because I don't have a pencil to erase. So I just made it behind it. This one is clearly behind this one. This one is clearly behind this one. This one's behind these, and so forth. So now I have my shapes. Now I need to go ahead and add some details to my penguin. I'll start with the foreground and work my way back, and we will draw these penguins together. So what I want to do first is add the hats and the details, and then I can draw those other things. So step one is the hats and details. So right here on this shape, I am going to go ahead and add a hat. So I'm going to just put a line going up like this, a line going up like this. I'm going to connect like so. And then I'm going to bring like so. And you can tell that the hat overlaps the penguin's body just because of this little edge. I put a little curve, and then I drew this line a little higher up, and that allows for that to look that way. And then I'm just going to add a little hat here. We're just going to make it, maybe it's just a nice little, I'll put a puffball on top of this hat like this. So there's the hat on this one, and just so we can see what the penguin's going to look like, I'm going to draw this coming down. They are not that hard to draw, and I'm going to add a scarf right about here, but I'm going to make it crooked going this way. So we're going to have a line going crooked coming this way. Make that kind of a nice little, just like I did my hat. But remember, this one's even in front of this one, so I need to make these behind, like so. And then my body's going to keep coming down, and this keeps coming down. So you can see I now have the body of my penguin. Let's add a little bit of a flipper going over here. And to make the face, it's really simple. It's just, on this one, I'm going to have it looking this way. It's just a little triangle right here in the middle. Almost looks like a snowman, like a carrot nose or something. And two little eyes right here. And another little one right here. I want them the same size, so if I made that one a little bigger, I'll make this one a little bigger. Like that. And then we just add a little line that represents kind of a small little widow's peak. It comes down and goes over the scarf. Under the scarf, excuse me. Like that. So there's one penguin. We just made one penguin. Now, I should have, looking at it, started even on this one here, but that's okay. I still left it to be able to do that. And this is really just going to be a hat. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a nice line. This comes over, maybe kind of a little bit of a higher hat that kind of goes over and drapes down like this. I'm going to have fun with my hats today. Just a whole bunch of different hats. So this is really all I needed to draw for this penguin because you can't really see his face. And I'll go back in and add some details afterward. But now let's go ahead and make a hat for this one. This time I'll have the hat going maybe a different angle. Comes over. Remember kind of that rectangular shape that dips down, over, like that. And this hat, maybe I'll make this one a little more pointy. And a little puffball. So that one's a little pointier. This is going to come down here. And then we want a scarf, and maybe I'll have the scarf just going straight across on this one. And a scarf over here. And this time, maybe I want a knot or something to the effect that maybe the scarf is draped over this edge and coming down like that. And then I'll just bring the body down. I'll bring a flipper. Remember the nose, it's just a simple triangle. I'll make it a little bit longer than the last nose I did. 2 eyes. I put my eyes pretty close to the nose. They're not too far away. Like that. And then I just bring my little thin outline. And that's going to pretend it goes through and down. So there's penguin, penguin, penguin. We've already done 3 penguins. We haven't had to do the feet yet, but I think we're going to about to right here. Now this is the main one, and this is the one I really wanted to concentrate on. Since this is your focal point, probably spend the most time on this one. Remember, we're working from the closest, the most upfront penguins, and we're going to work our way back, and they'll get maybe perhaps a little less detailed here. But let's go ahead and make this penguin, and I'm going to just bring this hat like this and bring it over. This down. See how I come a little bit over, and then I come a little bit up right here and over and down. So you can see it kind of overhangs on this hat. This hat's going to be a little squarish. And a nice little puffball here. Like that. Now let's make this scarf going this way maybe. So I'm going to make this scarf right about here. Coming up, and we're going to bring this over. And now I can draw that body of the penguin. I'm just outlining my lines here, my sketch lines, knowing that I won't draw it here because it's behind him. And now I can do those feet that I've been wanting to do so bad. So I think the feet's going to come out like this and like this. And this one you won't be able to see the other side of it. But all I want to do is add 3 toes. 1, 2, 3. Right there. So you can see the foot right there. Now let's add that flipper over here. It's going to come down and over. Come down, but you can't quite see it behind here. And let's add that face. And I'm going to have the face maybe looking, maybe this way. So I'm going to add that triangle. There we go. 2 eyes. Notice where I'm putting the eyes. About halfway down the triangle, go straight up, and then this one's going to be right over here. I'm clearly making these a little bit smaller than these. And then I add my thin lines. Over, and it's going to come down here, like so, just like that. Now, next scarf, I want to have some drapes, because I kind of like this right here, so I'm going to do that on my next scarf. But we got a penguin, a penguin, a penguin. Let's add another penguin. There's a lot of penguins going on here. So we're going to bring this over. You guys are going to be very well versed in drawing penguins at the end of this Let's Draw. Let me tell you what. There. We're going to have this hat maybe come up and drape down. Right like that. I'm going to bring this down. I want to draw that other scarf. I'm going to have it going this way now. Remember, I wanted that knot in there. And have that scarf come down. Just like that. I like that look. Okay. Will we be able to add some feet in this one? Oh, not much. I'm just going to try and just sneak a line in there. the wing over here, or the flipper, sorry, the flipper, or the wing, really, I guess. And let's add a nose, but this time going this way. I think I was saying flipper, but I meant wings. Penguins are birds, after all. There's our eye. There's our eye. Let's make them the same size. If you made one too big, go and try and even them out there. There we go. And then let's draw our little lines. This line's going to pretend to go through here and around right there. So there's a little penguin. This is pretty fun drawing all these penguins. Now we want to draw this one here. And we're going to just bring a line over. It's getting to where it just feels intuitive. It's very something that I've drawn now enough times that I feel very confident in my ability to just do these little cartoony penguins here. Let's make this scarf, maybe the drape will be right here, the knot area. We'll bring this over. We'll bring that down, because that's the scarf. Maybe we'll bring another one down. I think we're going to get to draw a foot on this guy. And then just 3 little toes, 1, 2, 3. And then our face, I'm going to have a triangle going in. We'll just have it make him go in. Feel free to change up these penguins too. Make them your own. If you want to add a mouth to them, you can add a little mouth to them. Test it out. See what you think. Coming down. Pretend it goes through that hat, up and around right there, and our little wing right there. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, kind of, 4, 5, 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. Oh my goodness gracious, we better get going. So let's do this one. Hat over here. It's really fun to see this composition come to life with all these penguins. There's a scarf. I'm going to bring this down. And the nose, I'm going to have the nose going the other way here. He's looking off in the distance. Try and make it a little smaller. Like so. I'm going to pretend that this comes down to here. I think I'll definitely be able to add a foot right here. 3 toes, going this way, and then our little line. This is a lot of judging, well, where does these go through? A lot of overlap on today's Let's Draw, but that does make it fun. Now this one's not going to have much of the body showing, but there's definitely going to be a lot of hat showing, so let's do that. We're going to bring this over. Down. Let's make this hat just a nice little hat like this. Maybe no puffball on it. This will come down right here, come down. Maybe on this one, we'll just have the scarf going straight across right here. But you can't even see the other side. But I'm going to have the nose going this way. And then 2 little eyes. Almost looks like a snowman right here. There. Help made it look like a penguin. And then another one right here. Now this one, you're not going to be seeing much of the head. So I'm going to bring this down, and we're going to bring the scarf over. Let's add that little tuft of a knot here. And that kind of indicates that the... This is going to come around, a little edge of a foot and a foot, and then we have no face to draw, so I'm going to bring that little wing over here, and then just our little guidelines up, up, down, over. And then one right here. Now here, remember we're starting with the hats. Over, over, hat coming down. This one, let's have the scarf going this way. Over this way, over this way. And then those feet. This line coming this way, this line coming this way. I better stop there because this one's in the foreground, and I should have drawn this little edge one here first. That's okay. I'll stop just to give myself some room on that. And let's make the nose going this way. The nose almost indicates the direction that the penguin is looking. And I'm going to add my little area like this. Come down. Bring this over. All right. And then the last penguin right here. And I'm going to start with that hat just like I did before. Bring that over. Maybe a little tough ball right here, and now I know how to draw these feet. I'm just going to bring that over like so, and bring that over like that. And then this comes over. Let's add that scarf. Bring this down, that little wing, a foot, like that. And now you won't really see, I'm going to pretend that the nose comes over. I'm going to pretend to see an eye right here. And then we'll just bring this over, this line here over. It's going to go through. All right, so we just drew a massive amount of penguins. It's called a waddle of penguins when they're all together like this. Now here is where you can really add some spice to your drawing. We won't spend forever today because there's a lot to draw, but what a fun design to have it just coded like this. And so you could take a thinner pencil or a thinner marker and you can add all kinds of designs. Maybe you can add stripes to the hat. He's got a striped hat on. Maybe this person has polka dots. Like so. Maybe this person's got stars. And you can just have fun drawing all kinds of different designs. Maybe this pattern for the scarf is a zigzaggy kind of pattern, so we're just going to add some zigzags here. Almost swirly looking little zigzags. Very cartoony, like that. Maybe this person's got lines going this way on his hat. Maybe this one is checkered. So I'm going to go lines this way. And lines this way. And then do the same thing over here. Like that. Ooh, I kind of like that one. So maybe I'll do another checker one right here. It's fun adding these little details. Maybe this is just poofy, so I'm just going to add maybe some little poofiness. Just little details like that. I kind of enjoy that, so I'll do that over on this one too. Just a little poofiness. Maybe on this one we have stripes going all the way down the hat. Like that. Maybe on this one we've got, let's see, maybe snowflakes printed on the hat. Maybe right here. So we'll just put Little snowflakes. Maybe another one. Make it your own. Have fun with it. Let's add another snowflake right here. Little one right here. Snowflakes. Okay, how about, this one seems kind of dull. What should we do, you guys? How about we do, I really do like that plaid, so I'm going to do a plaid here. Nice. And this hat, maybe I do like those stars. All right, we are almost done with our penguin, our waddle of penguins extravaganza here. Let's go ahead and add something to this. He's got a polka dot hat. Why don't we're just going to match that line or two his hat, just add some lines right here. And these would go down this way. Maybe this one. Oh, I did enjoy the polka dots. Let's do some polka dots and polka dots here. And let's see, how about some zigzags again? Swirls. Like so. We've got one more that needs a little bit of decoration right there. We'll just add some lines here. And how about right here we just do, I kind of enjoy these lines here, so let's do that. All right, and that concludes our waddle of penguins. That filled our whole page. It was simple to sketch it out in our organic shape first. Then we did the details of our foreground figures, foreground meaning closest to us, and we worked our way back, spending a little bit more time on our concentrated figure, who happens to be in the middle right here, and who shows the most of that figure. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something today. Go ahead and sign your piece, maybe discreetly there on the bottom. I'll put the year. And you guys enjoy your drawings, your penguins, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care.